I just finished up a project that changed my life. I built the desk right behind me, and it has been making music and editing videos so much more enjoyable and motivating. If you're curious about building your own desk because you haven't found one on the retail market that really fits your wants and needs, I'm hoping I can at least motivate you to go out and at least try building your own, because it is a very enjoyable process and incredibly rewarding.
I started off with building a box around the MIDI controller. I'm only doing the 3 walls. I'll do the front of this box later on after I have everything more assembled. Once I got everything cut to size, I took it to the table saw before I screwed it all together and cut in some strips to slide in the thin piece of plywood in for the base. You could kind of see that on the bottom right there. I used to think I sucked at building shit. I almost gave up thinking it was too hard. That all changed when I got those red corner clamps right there. If you buy anything for this project, you should definitely buy those. I'll have a link to those in the description below. So you can see it's all assembled. The base is slid into those slots that we made. It's all covered in glue and screws and drying. We made the box for the keyboard out of like 1x out of oak, maybe maple. We're making the casket right now for the body of the desk out of plywood. You could see I am using those corner clamps again. What would I do without those? I don't even know. Yell at it? Cry? Call my girlfriend and say I'm going to do something else with my life? I don't know. Not anymore. I've got those clamps and I'm building a desk. So it looks like a mess, but this is what we got going on. You see that casket that we built for the keyboard? I got those on those drawer slides. The top isn't attached. I just have it sitting there. So that plywood for the base warped a little bit, but it won't be your problem. I'm going to straighten it out by adding a nice finish piece on the top and then nailing another piece to keep it straight right on top of that plywood to give it a finished look even on the inside so we could pull it out and it still looks good. So I had some pieces of Padauk that I glued onto the side, and that's the finished piece screwed from the bottom, and then the piece outside is screwed into that piece, if that makes sense. You could see what I'm saying. So inside of the drawer, I just screwed it from the bottom, and then I secured the one that my hand is on right now to that piece that's screwed from the bottom using literally just some trim screws. It worked out great. I'm starting to work on the top now. I hate seeing the plywood sides. You can see all the different layers. So instead of using edge banding, I'm using some Purple Heart strips. I guess the wood store mainly sells for cutting boards, but I'm just going to put them on the side. So I got my measurement by stacking the two on one side and marking the edge. To attach these suckers, I just use some wood glue right on the face and those beautiful red corner clamps. Once again, link down below. I use some tape to secure them overnight. Now here's the real fun part. You just sand and sand and sand. You wipe it down. I chose to stain the inside before I glued the top on. And I chose to sand the bottom part of the top, stain that before I glued that on. So I finished the inside. I'm working on the top now, and I'm attaching these little pieces of Purple Heart to be able to set the shelf on for the next level of the desk. And how I'm doing that is I just flipped it over, I pre-drilled holes underneath the desk, and I just glued this on and popped some trim screws up there. Thanks, bud. Couldn't have done that without you. So as you could see, I'm attaching the top just by smearing some glue on to the sides, and once again just using those beautiful trim screws to secure it. Once you let it sit overnight, I think I let mine sit for a day, maybe 4. I think I was doing some shit. Just sand the crap out of it. Here she is, all sanded pretty. I'm sanding everything individually just to make my life a little bit easier. There's that little drawer for the piano. The top level's not connected yet. I'm gonna stain it and then secure it after the fact, because it'd be kind of a bitch to stain underneath it. I did that edge banding on all of the seams of the plywood that you could see. It was a pain in the ass. If you ever want to fuck with that, good luck. I'm going to sand it one more time on a high grit, make it really nice and smooth before I stain it. Got everything stained this beautiful nutmeg brown. I really like the way that it looks with the purple heart. I'm excited to get a clear coat on it. I'll probably do 3, 4, something like that. You guessed it, I'm attaching that top piece with more glue and trim screws. Here she is. She's all done. I'm buying those motorized standing legs off of Amazon. So I'm just building the top for what I wanted for my studio monitors, and the MIDI keyboard was the main objective. And having my interface underneath the studio monitors. So it worked out really well for me. I'm currently sitting at this desk right now editing this video, and I'm loving every moment of it. Thank you so much for checking this out. I really hope you found it helpful. I hope you are encouraged to go build your own desk, because that would be sick. I've enjoyed the shit out of mine, and thanks.